please, distinguished colleagues, let's stick to the time so that our colleagues who will contribute are able to do so also today. Thank you very much. With that, the Senate leader, you can kickstart. You lead the debate.
Thank you, Mr. President. My highly respected and distinguished colleagues, my debate is actually on the principles of the budget, but mainly I want to dwell on the structure of the economy so that we actually understand the issues that we face as a legislature. When we look at the presentation that has been made by Mr. President, and I have my own paper, which I think has been circulated around, Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, you will see the kind of problems that we have. The major problems that we have is that the economy is very short of revenue. We have an economy with a GDP of about 140 trillion, out of which we can only get about 10% or less. Now, when you look at the budget and the GDP ratio is very low. The total federal government revenue is about 8.155 trillion. If you add the deficit, the budget comes to around 10.7 trillion. Now, the capital budget to GDP ratio is too small, which is just 2% of the GDP. This is a very low figure indeed. And when you look at it as an issue of investment, it's a mere drop in the ocean. And therefore, actually incapable of stimulating the economy to a higher growth trajectory. This has been the problem of the national economy for more than 30 years. We have been teetering on the edge. Any small disturbance, either in the domestic or international scene, will bring the economy crash. When we realize the need to diversify the economy away from oil, we also refuse to accept the fact that we have to change our approach to planning, revenue generation, and even our approach to budgeting. Other economic parameters that are very important to look at, which I also listed in the annex to my presentation, is that when we look at where we were before, in 2016, when we were in a recession of minus 2.34% in 2016, and today, in the first quarter, we were able to grow at 1.94%, you could see that the growth trajectory of the economy is very, very, very low. Of course, we have done very well in inflation. We brought it down from 18.72% in 2017 to around 11.22% today. Our balance of payments are positive. Exchange rates have been stable. Foreign reserves have been raised from 29 billion to about 44.2 billion today, by March 2019. Capital importation has increased. Foreign direct investment has been returning. Confidence of the economy, we can say, high to medium. Now, the major problem in the economy is that our economic growth rate is about 2.93% today, but our population is growing at about 2.6%. Therefore, you can see from this that we are only marginally above the growth rate of population. This is a very low performance for an economy of this size. The projections on oil production increasing, averaging 2.18 million barrels per day in the medium term, are subject to very high risks that have devastating consequences in recent times. Volatility in the oil markets and in the Niger Delta are factors that could make these expectations only tentative. The borrowing program projected at 1.3 trillion could be a good starting point, but there are a lot of foreign loan sources where reasonable concessionary terms that government should explore for further to whittle down the ratio. Relating directly to this issue, in the case of the debt servicing body, the logic is self-evident that seeking cheap funds abroad will reduce the burden of borrowing to pay huge domestic debts. This could undermine growth by denying the real sector access to cheap domestic loans. The continued pursuance of the CBN restrictive monetary policy in the face of clear economic necessity to reflate the economy, particularly by ensuring cheap money to power the real sector of the economy, is still baffling. I have on floor of this chamber repeatedly called for the realignment of the country's monetary and fiscal policies to ensure that the right structural momentum for the economy is attained. When viewed in terms of per capita, the 2020 capital expenditure of 2.46 trillion is very paltry. The pace of fund releases to the MDAs in the 2019 budget is contrary to efforts to strengthen the country's full recovery from the recent recession. The projected high deficit of 2.18 trillion for 2020 is a direct function of the economy-wide revenue shortfall, as well as the choice and cost of borrowing. Government, particularly the collecting agencies, must ensure that they improve their collection capacity. To do this, there must be robust investment in the real sector so that it could grow to earn taxable revenue. Debt service as a percentage of capital expenditure is very high, while debt service as a percentage of revenue should be diminishing only if we dedicate ourselves to raising more revenue. First, I suggest by investing in the real sector to grow the economy and boost employment and productivity. Second, by broadening the tax base in order to capture more revenue sources. Third, by improving our transparency and reduce filterage and leakage, by intensifying the drive against corruption. And fourth, by ensuring that there is security for economic actors, both local and foreign. Now, my major reason for asking this very distinguished chamber to look at the structure of our economy is our belief that we are part and parcel of government. The issue of economic policy cannot just be left to the people in the executive arm of government. We have to now really think out of the box from this chamber so that we can make the relevant laws that drive this economy in order for this economy to regenerate revenue. The moment we cannot generate revenue to reflect this economy and get a growth rate of at least about 10% per annum, this country is on the brink. We are always going there on the brink. This economy has been teetering around and around, small calamity, could send out where we were in 2016 and 2017. So, distinguished colleagues, I think what we want to raise is an alarm. We are raising an alarm bell that all of us should really tighten our belts and look really into the structure of this economy and where in our own committees we could be able to really get the relevant laws that could drive this economy into a higher growth trajectory. If we don't do this, we are also doing not much and derelict the responsibilities that Nigerians have placed on our shoulders. It is now time not to just sit back and blame the executive arm of government for wrong policy. We are also going to take the brunt of any economic collapse that comes to this nation as a result of our incapacity to make the relevant laws that could drive the economy and raise the revenues that are required for investment, drive this economy and direct it to attain high heights. I have made an attachment to my presentation so that people could see the structure of the economy and where at any level we can come in and make sure that we drive the necessary resources to invest in our people, to invest in our resources so that we can move this economy from the doldrums in which it has been for the last